Welcome everybody. So this is going to be the first official, we're going to call it the first official episode of what I was trying to tell you before. So I'm going to be calling this Behind the Build. Behind the Build is basically going to be a separate playlist, and it's going to just be you and I or whoever. Yeah, like whoever. Well, once we push this back a little bit, we could fit like someone else here. And we're going to be talking cars, talking the race scene. We're talking anything automotive related.
It'd be cool to get someone in here that like been racing for a really long time.
That's what I mean. Yeah, stuff like that.
That'd be very cool.
Just anything, and it doesn't even have to be racing. Because I know in the last time I asked them if they had questions, it could be about maybe how did we learn how to work on cars, where did we meet. It could be anything. So if this is your first time tuning into my channel, don't be discouraged if this is this is just talking. This could be if you guys are at work and you just want to listen to something. This is perfect. Otherwise, you could just click down below, find any of my other playlists. I have a whole bunch of automotive videos, fixing cars, working on this. So anyway, we're gonna just get right into it, right?
What happened to your mic?
Broke.
Kind of finally like took its.
It just completely fell off. It'd probably be a good idea to hook it up, actually.
I mean, you could lay it like on the table.
Yeah. I'm going to do that right now. We'll be right back. Okay. So back to what we were saying. I actually don't remember what I was saying.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was an intro. Basically, we were just talking about what this is going to be, right? So today, what we're going to talk about is all motor versus boost. Now, I feel like this is a good topic for you and I to talk about because, one, you love Boost, and you've been dying to make me get this to go Boost. So now, I never put it on the record.
I think pigs will fly that day.
Well, I did it on an Instagram Live. So on an Instagram Live, I told some people that were watching, so I never put it on record on YouTube.
Yeah, because Instagram is there for a little bit. One day and then it's gone.
So I'll put it on record right now. I will go Boost in this car when I hit 100,000 subscribers.
Oh.
We got a long way to go. Long way. But when I hit 100,000, I'll go Boost in this thing. Which now it's going to actually be a little cheaper because all I would need is the manifold.
Let me start sharing your fucking page right now.
all I need is the manifold, the turbo,
yeah.
the lines, because I'm keeping the Ultra and the 90.
And you have the intercooler piping.
Yeah. Well, 4 inches. That's big though. I think you need.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
All right. So basically, why am I an all motor guy? Okay. So I stuck with all motor because one, it was cheaper for me in the beginning. Well, for us in the beginning, and
it's reliable.
I've never had a boosted car.
Yeah, that's true.
I've never had one.
Yeah.
The cars that I've been into that are not, let's say not stock, right? That are modified with boost. So I was in a Talon that I think average made about 450 to the wheels.
That was a coworker, right?
Right. That was Jeff.
Oh, Jeff.
It was Jeff. So I was in his Talon. That was crazy. That was sick because it hit it so hard.
And that's all-wheel drive too, right?
All-wheel drive, right. So I was in that.
That's what I was telling you to get, that DSM.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm so deep into this. I can't even afford another car right now.
But that would be a nice daily though.
It would be. Now that we're keeping that like
that's a whole nother topic.
In the vault. That's a project that's in the future. But then we were in the Subaru for 8080.
Oh man.
That thing was crazy.
That thing was.
That was sick. And
that car was the first car I've ever actually like experienced actual tunnel vision.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like I've gone like, 140, 150, but that car, the way it hit, like I was just like like legit like just straight tunnel vision.
I think those are the only two cars that I've been in that were like modified boosted cars. Like
my car, my WRX.
But I'm talking after like modified.
Oh, modified, okay.
Because I'm going somewhere with this. Because honestly, between you and I and like our group of friends that we grew up with in high school and stuff, I think you and I were the most serious ones into modifying our cars. Because a lot of guys from high school, they enjoyed doing it, but they didn't. Like if you look at them now, I think a lot of them
they don't do it.
They don't.
The only one is Sean.
Sean,
right? It's the S13 with the 2.
There's not many guys, so we never really had we never jumped around cars feeling different things.
That's true.
And so
besides Chris Yakub.
I've never been in any of his cars.
I've never been in his cars either, but
You think
I've
he watches?
seen,
You think
I've
he watches these
seen a lot
videos?
of his cars. I don't know.
Yo, Chris, if you're watching any of these videos, leave a comment because I know he had some crazy Civics.
Yeah, he had a lot.
He had crazy
Man,
Civics.
he had this one nice orange one with carbon fiber.
I've been in it, the 4-door.
It was so
The 4-door, right?
I've seen so many of his
His
cars.
girl was driving it one day.
I've seen his Del Sol, his white one that he had for his girlfriend. I've seen a green Civic he had, that orange one. He had a white Civic. He has so many Civics.
Right, so like basically all motor was the cheapest route to go
Yeah.
in high school. And then
And Hondas too.
and Hondas have so many bolt-on parts. That's pretty much why I stuck with
Everything's
Boost. So why did you
interchangeable.
like Boost? Like what got you
I
on
like
Boost?
Yeah. I think it's just the sound that it makes. Like that.
So I have a question. You've had the white Supra for what, 3 months?
Since September?
Okay, so we'll say
Or October?
about 4 months then we'll say. Which one, because they're both, the Supra is pretty much stock, right?
About, yeah.
Just has, what, did the twin turbos have the upgraded internals?
Yes. They're 6 mil bigger than the factory turbos.
Alright, so it might not be a good comparison, but what do you think is faster? The Subaru or the Supra? Because they're both pretty much stock.
I definitely think the Supra is faster.
By a lot, or you feel it might just pull a little bit more?
See, the feeling of both of them is very different. Like, when you get in the WRX, like, the power on it is like, how do you explain it? It's like if it almost feels like it's more torquey than
Is
the
it
Supra.
more linear? Like the boost flows better than the Supra, it just hits?
No. Actually, it doesn't. No, actually it doesn't, because the WRX has that factory tune where it'll climb and then it'll drop and then it'll start climbing again. So it actually does feel weird, but when you actually first initially punch it, it feels almost like it has more torque. Maybe it's because it's all-wheel drive.
Okay.
But with the Supra, what I was thinking was, because the rear end is the auto TT rear end, the gearing ratio on it makes it feel different than a normal car.
Is it shorter?
What is it? It's 3.73, I think, which is basically a bigger ratio than the manual TT.
So it's a longer year.
Yeah.
A longer final drive.
Yeah. So when you feel it,
So that's why you feel it climb more, because you have more gear.
Yeah.
Who do you think would win in the race? So you think the Supra would beat the Subaru?
I think so. Depends. I mean, we could try it.
We should race it. I feel like that would be a good video. Which one would win? Because they're both, like I'm saying, they're both stock, essentially.
You know, it's gonna be pretty crazy, honestly, because the Subaru's all-wheel drive, right?
But I don't think that matters on the roll.
If we do on a roll, no, definitely doesn't. But what I was thinking, like from a dig, right? The Subaru has the all-wheel drive, but then when you think about it, that one has 3.73 rear, so it might actually even launch hard too. So I think it'll be actually a pretty good comparison.
I think the launch is going to be a driver's race.
Yeah.
Because, obviously you're not going to dump the clutch in the Subaru. And same thing with the Supra. You dump the clutch, you're roasting the tires. So I think it's going to be who can roll off the clutch a little bit.
Who could get off the line?
So you think that would be a good video?
I think so. We should do that.
Okay,
in the springtime.
So look forward. We're going to have a
We'll both drive each one
Okay.
and see how it compares.
Yeah, I want to do this. Now, so you're saying the Supra's faster, right?
I think it is, yeah.
Do you think this car will keep up with the Subaru or beat the Subaru in a race?
The Subaru?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
This would beat the
I
Subaru.
think definitely this will be the Subaru.
How do you think this is going to do against the Supra? Because I'm curious to see if I can keep up with you in this car, in the Supra.
Supra?
Now, we're talking about the white one.
The white one?
Now, if you guys are, following me for a while, he has a white Supra, a 98, and the black one is a 93.
93, yeah.
And the 93 has been his project car, which has been on the channel a couple times. That thing has got, what size is the turbo?
75?
It's a 7.
Yeah.
It's a big ass single. So I mean, and that car is it's still a project car, but that car he's projecting to make over 600 to 700 horsepower.
Yeah.
I'm not even trying to compare with that car, but I'm talking.
It does. I mean, I don't see it not, because literally you could just turn the boost up on it, and it could handle it. So I think the only limiting factor on it would be like the manifold, because I heard that they're not really that good. Like
The intake manifold?
The intake manifolds, like they're the flow. But
Yeah, because I'm talking about the white one. The black one, I
The
might
white
have
one?
something for that
I
in
mean-
the years to come.
I mean, if you think about it, the factory power, right? I think it in a quarter mile it does in the low 13s, and
Shit.
that's what, maybe less than 100 more horses.
Mhm.
So I mean, I think yeah, I think you can.
You think this would beat the Supra? We're talking on the street though, because at the
On the
track,
street.
I have slicks. That's unfair.
See, yeah, that changes things.
I'm talking if we're on the highway, I pulled up on you, and we
On a
did
roll.
like a third gear pull
Hmm.
with this car projecting to make 300 horsepower because the Supra is going to be heavier, obviously.
Yeah,
How much does the Supra weigh?
34, about 3,400 pounds.
Okay, this weighs. The last time I weighed it was 27.
27,
So I got about 500 on you.
and I would have about 100 horsepower on. It's pretty even.
That'd be. I think that's another good race
I think that's pretty.
because I'm also taking weight out of this too. Like now we have the
yeah,
hatch.
yeah, you have the
I'm
hatch.
taking the seats out. I still haven't been able to take the dash out.
And the hatch was heavy as hell.
Yeah, that shit was heavy.
You never weighed it, right?
Just with my biceps. I think. All right. So we're sidetracking here. So boost versus all motor, right? Oh shit. Boost versus all motor. Which one is cheaper to build, in your opinion?
All motor.
You think all motor's cheaper? I think boost is cheaper.
To build? Like
To make-
cost wise?
To make power.
Oh,
yeah.
to make power, yes. Boost, yeah.
Boost because the amount of money it costs me to make. Now we're guessing here that this is going to make 300.
Mhm.
If I was to put a turbo kit on here, so let's say it cost me about manifold was about 700. Throttle body was another 350. So
Mhm.
already 1050.
Okay.
Injectors were another 400.
That's it.
Yeah, they were about 450 I think it was.
Mine's were like almost 1,200.
You got an extra two.
Yeah.
What else? All the other accessories, right? So like the K-tune pulley, that was about 250. What else would I say? I'm not talking about this set. I'm talking to make 300. Headers. We'll say headers.
300, but I mean, you have to do the internals on this, right?
I don't think you have to.
You think the factory parts can handle it?
300, yeah, easy.
The
It just
rods?
can you get it? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. It just you need a good set of cams. $2,000 to $3,000, right?
Okay.
To make 300.
Mhm.
On the, so we'll talk the K20. Now, if I was to put 2,000 to 3,000 into a turbo kit, I'd make over 300.
Easy.
Easy.
Yeah.
So it's cheaper to go boost.
As far as power, cost wise, is not.
You don't think so? I mean, like I was just saying, you're spending way less and making way more.
I mean, but if you think about it, the turbo kits themselves are like 3,000.
What if you piece it together?
It's a pain in the ass. That's what I'm dealing with for the black car. Honestly, I don't think it's even worth it.
I think it's
unless you have a fabricator, like a reliable fabricator, or if you do fabrication yourself,
Mhm.
then it's worth it piecing it together. But otherwise, no.
But I think the
So-
Honda platform makes it easier because they have everything for the Ks.
Hmm.
Like you could find, I think, well, wasn't your issue you couldn't find because you have a JDM motor and the US body or something like that?
No, not necessarily. I mean, my only issue I had in the beginning was the factory turbos downpipe had a different size flange,
Okay.
which didn't make sense. And then the intake manifold just had to be changed to a US manifold, but it was interchangeable
The intake manifold?
because the throttle body had to be the US spec throttle
Okay.
body, and that throttle body doesn't mate up with the JDM
So what's
one.
the issue now that you can't find, that you need the downpipe made? They just don't make it? Or is it just
But the problem is that the way, see the way I pieced it together is I have a fuse fabricated, is it fuse? Yeah, fuse exhaust manifold,
Okay.
and then I have a turbo that pretty much essentially wasn't designed for that manifold. So now you have it where if the engine's like this, the flange for the turbo is like this.
Okay.
So now you have to make You have to pretty much make one that pretty much comes around.
Oh, so the problem is just the turbo is just in a position where it's not
turned.
where it shouldn't be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not necessarily where it shouldn't be. It's just that it's the fact that it's turned, and
There's not
that design manifold is not necessarily the same as something like a Powerhouse Racing. All the manifolds are different. Exhaust
So if you had a
manifolds.
different exhaust manifold, you could just get a bolt-in downpipe to
I
put
might
the
be able
turbo.
to. Like if I had the Powerhouse Racing one, like let's say if I found someone that sold one that they had like used, I probably could hit a Powerhouse Racing and get their downpipe, and it might actually work.
Okay. So if you had unlimited money, right? See, I know what car you would pick though. You'd pick a Supra anytime. I was gonna say if you could pick
Unlimited money.
unlimited money, you could pick any car, right? Would you make it boost or would you make it killer all motor? Like,
Boost. Yeah, I'll make it boost.
yes, because you're biased towards boost, and I can't say I'm biased towards all motor.
But I don't hate all motor. I mean, I like it, but I just
You would prefer boost
I
always,
would prefer boost.
just because you were saying because the way it sounds, or like, do you like the way it hits?
But it's easy, like you said, it's easy power. So like the all motor, you're limited by how much air you could pretty much suck in a sense. And when you think about it, the turbo is basically forcing more air in. That's pretty much what it's doing. Instead of using the engine just to whatever it could suck in, and then you throw whatever fuel to mix it, now you have the turbo that's applying that air, and it's pushing more air than it normally would get.
Right, but I mean, I think it's a little more complicated with all motor because it is how much you can get in, but it's also compression ratio. It's also what fuels you decide to use.
Yeah.
I bet you if I went to methanol, I could get another 30,
Yeah.
just with the way it was. But turbos max out too, though.
They do, yeah.
So I don't think it's a matter of how much air you could throw into an all motor car. It's just where does your pocket end? Because you can always find another way to do it. This is going to be 4-inch intake with a way bigger plenum. Let's say I'm not getting enough. I can add a spacer to the plenum.
Mm-hmm.
I could get more air in it, but then it's just like where does your pocket end? I think that's like where do you stop? As with
I think that where do you stop is where
With
you
boost.
feel satisfied pretty much.
I don't think that's good enough because you're never satisfied. Like you never are. You're satisfied for a little bit.
I think there's a point where you become satisfied. I think everyone has that point of where okay, this is like getting like crazy fast. I mean that's obviously different for everyone, but
Yeah.
I think everyone has that point where they're like, okay, this is good. Like I'm happy with this.
I haven't hit that point yet.
Yeah.
Every time I keep saying I'm happy with it, I go and I'll race another car that's doing like a low 11. And, well, okay, I want to do that now. So would you ever build an all-motor car?
I would.
What car?
All-motor car. I would say either a K series or a V8.
Oh, V8s, yeah. Yeah, that's a totally different animal, those V8s. I like the Cadillac CTS-Vs.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to do something like that.
Those are nice.
See, I don't know. Like, I'm biased towards all-motor because that's all I've ever built. I haven't built a turbo car. So I don't, if you ask me right now, I'd say I would do an all-motor car.
Mm-hmm.
Always. It's more expensive, but I like all-motor because you feel it everywhere in the power band.
Okay.
I have all-motor from 3,000, it hits hard, and all the way up to 8,000, 9,000, whatever motor it is, however
I mean, depending, like
high it goes.
if you're talking turbos, depending on the size of the turbo, you could have that too. Because they have the size turbos that could kick in around like 3,000. It all depends on the size of the turbo.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I don't know much about boost. Like, I know basics on how if you were trying to start one up.
It's all on how fast you could get it to spool, basically.
Well, yeah, because a smaller turbo will spool a lot faster.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like if you're putting changing pulleys on a supercharger.
Exactly.
The smaller
Pulley gives you more
pulley
boost.
gives you more boost because it spins faster.
Now, in terms of the turbo, the faster you spin it, the quicker you have that boost. And with the technology today, they make them to where they're reasonable size, where they can still handle close to 1,000 horsepower and still like kick on really real soon.
Because when you had the Celica, you wanted to put a turbo on that too,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, you've always been into boost. That's why I'm curious. I want to know why you'd always choose that. I mean, I like turbos, but I've only been in 2 cars that were boosted. I guess you like the turbo of turbo. You like the sound of turbos. I like the sound of all motor cars. Like they just scream.
I mean, I like the way my Celica sounded.
All the way. Your Celica sounded good.
I like that.
That
I
car
like how
sounded-
it sounded.
That car sounded
Actually, maybe I would do that one. That motor is actually pretty good. It has a Yamaha a cylinder
the
head.
cylinder head, right?
Yeah. That one is actually one of Toyota's best motors.
Didn't you know somebody? Ariel was his name, right? Who had a black one, a black Celica. And he did like an engine tuck or something like that.
Damn, that was so long ago.
I think you said he had his motor built or something.
Oh, was it?
I think he was Hispanic. He had long hair.
Damn, I don't remember.
He had like gold wheels on it.
Oh, yes, now I remember. It wasn't black. It was dark blue with gold wheels. I remember that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was his motor built?
Yeah.
I vaguely remember that he said it was built.
He could have said it, but who knows if it was true, though.
Yeah, because his car, he had the wire tuck. He was like the only one I knew with wire tuck in a Celica.
Yeah, he had one of the nicest Celicas back then.
I think he still has. I
He
feel
had
like
a
he has a
roll
YouTube.
cage.
I think he has a YouTube channel. Honestly, I think I stumbled upon him one day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, this guy looks familiar. And I seen he had a Celica.
Yeah, his was a dark blue with gold wheels. He had like the gold roll cage and everything.
Yes.
I think he removed the back seats, if I remember correctly, because of the way the roll cage was made. But yeah, his was nice.
I feel like people sleep on the Celica. I slept on the Celica until.
They're really nice, yeah.
But the GTS.
Yeah, the
Because
GTS,
that had the
yeah.
VVTi.
With the lift. Well, basically like the VTEC.
So it's a VVTLi.
Yeah.
That car, that motor's fast. I remember when we raced, and my car was pretty much stock, and we were neck and neck, but it was about 60 or 70. That's when you would you would just start to pull, and I had nothing else.
Yeah, that was the third gear, I think, right?
That would be a good car to build because
It would
it looks like it has
And
potential.
the body style is nice too.
Body's nice.
Very, very aerodynamic.
I like the body, but nobody builds them. I actually seen one the other day.
Fuck, what's the name of the company that really specializes in the
Monkey
Wrench?
I remember that.
They specialize in them.
because he used to always look at their stuff.
Yeah, they're the ones that have all the parts. They're pretty much the powerhouse racing of the 2ZZ engine.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be actually a good car to build all motor.
How much does it weigh?
About the same as this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Nobody. Well, you're talking nobody in the average racing because who's the guy who has the blue and yellow one? This Pepe Loco.
Yeah, Pepe Loco.
That's a totally different car.
But that's like a pro mod pretty much.
Right, and it has a 2JZ in
It has
it
a
too.
2JZ, yeah.
Yeah, no. There's nobody racing Celicas. That'd be kind
There's
of cool.
no actual Celica body, like unibody, actual car that someone's racing.
Well, with the original motor in it.
Yeah, with the original motor. Because if you think about it, Pepe Loco's, his is just the shell,
Right.
like the outside. And it's not even from the actual Celica, that's just a fiberglass shell.
Yeah, so there is no Celicas racing. I've never even seen one when we would go to English Town on
Ever.
like, test and tune.
Yeah.
I've never seen a Celica. Somebody should
I've
do
actually
that.
have looked on like cars.com and Craigslist to see like if I could find another one. I
Yeah.
would like to get another one.
But I feel like you put a turbo on it before you make it all motor. So, I don't know. Maybe I have to get one so you
I could do it all motor. I could confine myself to do it all motor.
They make cams for it, right? Who makes
Yeah,
cams
they make
for
everything.
that?
They make everything.
Monkey
for it.
Wrench makes cams for it?
They have everything.
Yeah, you
You
could put...
could have the whole motor built. Actually, you could even buy a built motor from Monkey Wrench Racing.
How much would that... Do you remember?
No, I don't remember.
'Cause
I know it was a couple thousand though.
That's it?
Yeah.
Ford Piston sells their motors for like, I think starting at 5,000 or 6,000. That's just like long block, no
Yeah.
accessories or nothing.
Yeah,
that's a couple thousand.
That's basically almost the same as the.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking like 2,000.
No,
That's
not like 2,000,
cheap.
3,000. I wish. $2,000-3,000, I would have bought.
That is cheap.
I would've bought
man,
one.
for a fully built motor.
I would have bought one and then put it in like one of them old Corollas or something.
Like Jason's.
No, not like that one. Like more newer, like a little bit newer. You know, like the round body where they actually made it front wheel drive.
I'm thinking of like
Not that one. Not 86.
ugly looking Corolla. What Corolla?
It's like, let me see. I think it's. I want to say like maybe like 90, 92.
I can't picture it in my head. I don't know. So, I feel like this is good. You know, I don't want people to get bored either. So at the end of the day, you would always pick Boost.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I could see myself building a motor.
But you'd pick Boost first.
Just so you know, just have fun with it.
I can't decide. I feel like it's an unfair decision if I would say because I've only done all motor.
All motor. Yeah.
So I can't say which one I would pick until I do a Boost car or until we hit 100,000 subscribers. Share it. If you get me to 100,000, I'm telling you, I will put a turbo on this car, and I will go for 600. 600, and then I'll see if I can play with your soup. Nah, I probably still won't be able to keep up with that. With the black one.
The black one? Well, you're very light though.
All-wheel drive. There's only like
See, but that's now that's a whole different territory.
1, 2. I think there's only 2. I may be forgetting, but there's only 2 all-wheel drive RX-6s that I know of.
97s.
That's the one I'm thinking of. I think that's ugly, that car.
But it's front wheel drive.
Oh, because you were saying you put the Celica motor.
The Celica motor in it. That's if they had sold it for, you know, like 2,000-3,000.
Well, I guess that's that. You know, that was just kind of well, just a small introduction. If there's anything you guys want us to talk about, definitely leave it in the comments. I have some ideas, and I'll tell you after we shut this off for some other videos that I think we could do, because it's something that you despise. Yeah, I've done it so many times. I've learned my lesson by now.
Oh, I think I know what it is.
With some stuff.
I think I know what it is.
So I have some ideas. I think this is fun. This is going to break the channel up so that way it's not all just fixing one car. Just talk about anything. I'm dying to get Carter and Danny on here.
Okay.
I want to get both of those guys here at the same time.
Oh, shit.
Because I think it would just be hilarious. But we'd have to figure out what we could talk about with them. I don't know. Hope you guys like this. Definitely like the video, subscribe if you're new, and leave a lot of comments, whatever you guys want to hear.
I'm sharing his page right now.
Oh, there you
so
go.
that we could get to 100,000.
See, it's like I want the 100,000, but then it's kind of like, oh shit, what if it happens so fast? And then I just got to throw a turbo in it.
That would be pretty crazy.
That would be crazy. I'm trying to get up there. I'm trying. I'll catch you guys in the next video, alright? Stay motivated and keep making those streets louder.